Aries, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of May 2024. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with Oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Aries. Ooh, the overall energy for the reading, the Empress. So this I see as an energy you may be potentially dealing with, which seems to come close to maybe the most important energy you're dealing with at this time. Even if it's potentially just energetically. But it's a direct kind of a link right now between you and this energy. But anyways, starting off the reading, you get the Queen of Cups crossed by the Star. There's love, there's desire for love there. Okay. Desire for love. Is there love or is there just desire for love? For now, it's just desire for love. In your focus, the Nine of Cups, feeling quite happy internally, emotionally balanced, feeling good there. Okay. In the recent past, the Four of Pentacles, a little bit of sense of stubbornness there on someone's side. In your strength, the King of Wands, you're showing up really good energetically, you know, feeling really connected to your heart, to yourself there. Okay. In the immediate future, the Chariot. I mean, there's some movement here. There's something happening. There's something happening. There's some energies that are moving around. I don't know in which way and what kind of energies, but okay. Because for right now, you're just kind of presenting me an energy that is, and then I see an energy moving. In the supportive energies, the Nine of Wands, there's a little bit of rejection to something here. The energy that surrounds you and you may not be aware of it. The Ten of Pentacles shows up here, which that to me, given that it's in the hidden energy that you're not fully aware of, comes through as maybe taking some things for granted when it comes to family, friends, whatever your environment is in the physical. In your hopes and fears, the Hangman, there's a lot of depth in terms of you kind of focusing a lot on just keeping the sense of staying connected to yourself a lot. So maybe that's why you're kind of tuned out of the physical at this point. Maybe that's why this energy is showing up as forgotten somewhere in a corner. It's like, well, it's part of the physical, you know, my family, my friends, I love them to death, but I'm, you know, in a different realm here. Okay. In the potential outcome, the Seven of Wands. There's still some rejection to something here. But let's clarify. Let's see what's up. Let me do the Empress. Ooh, the Fool, the Page of Wands, the Sun. You're definitely connected to this energy at that deeper level. So energetically speaking, you may be feeling this connection quite strong at this point in time. You're super open to it. There's a lot of happiness there. Okay. Let me see the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, the King of Pentacles. No, see, you're bringing in balance. So you're not only deep within yourself, you're also functioning on the surface too in a pretty proper way, pretty balanced way here. So there is that balance between the mind and the heart here. You're not forgotten in the realm of emotions here or energies. All right, you're keeping it steady, or you're trying to at least, to bring it into balance. Let me do the Star, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Your heart is in something here. You're very much in, you got the Four of Pentacles again. You potentially figured out what it is that you want quite recently from what I'm seeing in terms of gaining clarity, like a lot of clarity over what it is that you want. And your heart is in it, in the sense of not only did you figure out what you want, you started pursuing that. First energetically, first from a sense of your heart being poured into it. And then the action comes through. I don't feel like you're in the aspect of the action yet. I feel like you're still in building up your heart to come into this, or just sticking around that energy of really making sure that your heart aligns with this. But I feel like the action is just around the corner here, where you're going to start pursuing this. You may have potentially, but if you did, you just started it. For the Nine of Cups in your focus, you get the Knight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess. You're struggling a little bit in the sense of figuring out if it's your intuition that's guiding you or something else. Because you're showing me, okay, my intuition is telling me this. Is that my intuition really? Or is that my mind trying to make me feel that, you know, or make me think that I feel this, or make me think that this is my intuition, or is that a fear, or is that... So I feel like you're a little confused there. When your intuition tells you go in this direction, you're kind of looking there, and it makes sense initially, you know, that first, okay, my intuition drove me there. Oh, wait a minute. Is this really my intuition? And that kind of takes away from the drive, because, as I said, for right now, you're kind of establishing energetically that your heart is in something. Your heart works closely related to your intuition at this point. Where your heart goes, your intuition will take you. But for some reason, you kind of question that aspect of your intuition at this point. Which, again, kind of backs you away, if anything, from the situation that you're pursuing. For the Four of Pentacles in the recent past, you get the Six of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Swords. Alright, so you're showing me a soul connection here. So whatever your desire is has to do with this connection. I have no idea what kind of a connection we're talking about. It could be anything, anyone. There's a little something off attached to this connection. Like, for the most part, I would say 90% of it shows and feels really, really good. There's that 10% that looks almost doubtful, or there's something to it, where it doesn't allow for the actual natural flow of this connection to move forward. It kind of tramples it. It's almost like a bump in the road there for the flow. Okay, let me do the King of Wands in your strength, the World card, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups. I do feel like this is something potentially new. Not as new as yesterday, but not as old as 10 years ago, this whole situation. It's something that feels good to you. If this is someone you're working with, or someone that, you know, you just became friends, or someone you look in the future as potentially working with, or I don't know what it is, who this is to you. But it feels really, really good for that 90%. The 10%, I don't know if that belongs to this dynamic, or if it's something within you that creates that 10%, that bump in the road for this. Well, I would say a couple of percents there come from you doubting your intuition with this one, you know. So we could make a 10% pile here for sure, if we look closely to these things. But for the most part, it feels like you're closing off a cycle, jumping off into a new one. You're not ready though for the new one, because the way you're closing off this old one is lacking that 10% or something. You're not done. You're not done. You may be rushing to close off a cycle when you're not completely done with it. Maybe that's why you're showing up not fully open to the new one. For the Chariot, in the immediate future, you get the Three of Cups, the Chariot, the Two of Cups. That's the 100%. There's no more 10% missing here. So things are definitely going towards 100% here in a particular situation, where it feels, when you get to this point, you're just going to feel it's meant to be, you know, where I don't know if it's meant to be or not. You're just going to feel that way. But it feels good. It definitely feels good. Okay. Let's do the Nine of Wands and the supportive energies. The Strength card, the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. This is your rejection to it all, which comes through as that 10%, which is not a lot, but it's still here. There's almost like a sense of keeping your sense of independence through this one as well. In the sense of, yes, this might go good, this might go perfect. You may be open to this 100%, but are you dedicating yourself to this 100%? Or are you going to keep your sense of independence through it, in terms of, are you going to see that there's other doors open in case this doesn't pan out, you know? That's where your sense of rejection is coming from, because you don't have that sense of independence within yourself secured. You don't feel it 100%. So you may be scared that you're going to throw yourself into this 100%. And then, uh-oh. But that 10% is not coming through as a healthy way, because it's just a little bit of rejection to the situation, which doesn't allow for the flow to go naturally. So in terms of this one, you could be starting to work with kind of gaining a sense of clarity over what that sense of independence means to you, you know? Because a lot of people do interpret it in very wrong ways, in the sense of, oh, I'm independent, oh, I can do whatever I want. No, I'm not talking about that. That's not what this is. You know, especially if you commit yourself to something here. And it does look like that's where you're heading. I may do the 10 of Pentacles and the hidden energies, the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Cups. I feel like you're having a hard time connecting to, in general, to the world, by the looks of it. It's one of those things where, you know, when you spend a lot of time with yourself and just kind of growing and doing your thing there, if I were to pick you up and place you in the middle of, you know, just random strangers that, I don't know, it's just that contact with the world, basically, it's going to feel very rough. It feels like it's very rough for you, and you're a little bit upset, because it's like, okay, well, I'm doing all this healing, I'm doing all this work, why the hell can I be in the world then? Because a lot of people, when they do go through a lot of healing and growth individually, forget about the integration process. You need to throw yourself out there in the world and experience what that healing does in the world. You know, no, a lot of the times you'll see these people that are healing or doing whatever, oh, I'm better off in the woods by myself. That's not the point. That's not the freaking point. Then why the hell are we doing this to begin with? You know, the point is to live a human experience, not to go wild with the animals and be like, oh, okay, I don't have to live like a human being. No, you do have to live like, but you're having a hard time now, and that's okay. It happens to most of us when we go, you know, and some of us choose to go in the middle of the woods, not be bothered. But no, that's the tough part, where you take this growth that you're going through, this whatever it is you're experiencing, and throw yourself into the world and be like, okay, let's navigate the world with this new me. You know, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. But secluding yourself doesn't resolve anything. So right now you're looking like you're, you know, interacting potentially with friends and family too. Because that's where it starts. Rather than me throwing you in the middle of a big city somewhere and just handle it, you know. No. So we're talking about the closest to us, you know, until we get to the furthest. But yeah, just having a little bit of difficult time creating that interaction or sustaining that interaction with other energies outside of yourself, if it's not the ones that you're working on. currently, which is yours and potentially another situation you got going on here. It's understandable. It does come through from the outside almost as taking it for granted, taking your family or friends. It's going to be interpreted as that. That's not what you're doing, but that's how it's going to be interpreted. So you're looking like you're having a little bit of a hard time existing, being in the middle of other energies that are more of the world, rather than, oh, you know, we're just in this community that's healing and that's all we do and it's nice. Not to say that they're doing anything wrong or you are doing anything. Neither of the parties are doing anything wrong. It's just a change in frequency. So it's just gonna show up in that way sometimes. For the Hangman, in your hopes and fears, you get the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles. You're getting discouraged too. You're trying to be more and more in the present. You're trying to be more and more in the now. But there's stuff that's pulling you out of there. And whatever is going to try to pull you out of there, it can try all it wants. It's ultimately going to be up to you if you stay there or not. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you're practicing the sense of being more present and being more in the now. But getting all sorts of energy that's pulling at you. Let's do the 7 of... This is interesting because the first part of the reading up to here was more of a deeper kind of a sense of you experiencing all sorts of things here. And then we're going more into the worldly kind of energies, the more physical, practical, dense. For the 7 of Wands, in the potential outcome, you get the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords. You get overwhelmed here. What is this? Why are you... I know I told you I would throw you in the middle of the world there just to kind of have you experience that, but why are you throwing yourself into this? There's a dense kind of an energy pulling at you, and it's pulling at you to the point of you kind of saying, I give up. No, I can't do, I'm going to go in the woods. You know, you're ending up being one of those people that go and live in the woods here. No, you're not. You're just having a hard time. There's an adjustment here that needs to take place. There's an integration part to all of this that you're experiencing and that you're going through at a deeper emotional level. And if you are being thrown, who knows by what, in the day-to-day tasks of the world, it's going to be hard if you don't integrate what you just took on, what you just went through, and what you just experienced as your own healing and growing, if you don't integrate all of that into the world. It's almost like, think of it as when you don't integrate, you walk, and then you see a wall, and you keep on walking thinking that that wall is going to open up for you, and it doesn't. It just bumps you in the head. And then when you integrate, think of it as that wall starts to kind of like wobbly there. And then you can enter it. You're still going to feel the roughness of it, but you're going to come at the other end of it. You're not going to bump your head. That's the integration process, basically, where you blend those energies together. When you take this and come with a new frequency into a world that we live in with the same frequency you left it in, you're going to bump your head in the wall. So I don't know what pulls you into these energies, but something does. If you don't pay attention, you might be dragged into this kind of low vibration energy here of, yeah, I give up. This is too hard. You know, I'll just go back to just on my day-to-day kind of life with nothing to me. It's just a matter of putting it into practice. What you're learning here, what you're growing, and what you've accomplished for yourself at an individual level. Because something is definitely pulling you fast into the day-to-day life, and it feels quite challenging for you. Let me see what the universe has. The Queen of Pentacles, the Strength card, the King of Pentacles. Something is pulling you in the practical. So right now, the energies are building up towards potentially a partnership, working with someone on something, and then it's kind of like, okay, time to apply it, time to take action, time to do it. And when it's time to do it, when it's time to put it into practice, if you skip the integration process of these energies that you just built on, then expect the wall to show up in front of you without being wobbly at all or opening up to anything. It's just, you know. So yeah, it's time to put something into practice here. It's just how you do it that's going to determine how easy this is going to be or how hard, you know. Cool. Let me do the Animal Dreaming Oracle for you. You get the Bustard Confidence. Yeah. Number 18. I don't even know what a bustard is, but I'm going to assume it's this bird. Spirit is all that is. It is the life force found in all things. Spirit resides in the mountains, the trees, the rivers, and the clouds, the birds, the insects, the stones, the plants, and the four winds. Everything of creation is a celebration of spirit, including you and me. To know spirit is to have unwavering confidence that we will be protected, nurtured, and encouraged to live a prosperous life. To walk with spirit is to know the abundance on all levels. Healthy and happy children, meaningful relationships, a balanced life, a healthy body, and a sound mind. When we recognize these things as being true abundance, spirit welcomes more conventionally recognized forms of abundance to flow freely into our lives. The Busted exhibits a proud faith in the belief that Spirit and Mother Earth will provide all that is needed to live an honest, protected, and humble life. It demonstrates how to achieve a modest yet confident air fueled by trust, stillness, and a discreet approach to life. Bustard does not suggest we strip ourselves of all earthly possessions in order to live a good life, though. It simply warns us that to favor material things and the attainment of money is no guarantee of an abundant and happy life. Bustard wonders if you have stopped trusting your relationship with Spirit. Have you lost trust in your connection with the Earth Mother? Have you begun to see the accumulation of material things as being proof of your worthiness rather than the inherent connection you have with all things? Bustard is encouraging you to sit motionless, silent within yourself, and ask whether or not you feel confident that your life is leading you in the direction you had hoped. Are you able to hold your head up with your face aimed directly at Spirit and say that your life is all that it was meant to be? Bustard asks that you focus on the wealth and abundance that you already have in your life and give thanks for them. Surrender your fears and limitations and offer gratitude to the Earth Mother and to Spirit for your wonderful life. And feel confident that you will soon know great wealth on all levels. And move in the woods. No, don't. Do not. I can see it in the comments. I already live in the woods. How do you have internet? See, you still live a human experience. If you live in the middle of the woods and you have internet. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.